And we have liftoff. Thank you so much for tuning into the Planet Guardian podcast. We're your hosts, Aneesa and Robbie, and we're so glad that you're here. We're going to be reviewing episode 5 of Girls Planet 999, the Mnet survival show, where they create a girl group out of 99 girls. Before we get into the nitty gritty of the conversation, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you're not interested in that, but still want to follow the podcast, please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, link in the description. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and talk about our top 9, the girls that we want to be the debut line after this whole show is over. And this list is created from the girls that are now left from the elimination, the girls that have passed round 1. So, Aneesa, if you will.
Here is my top 9. Don't hate me, you guys. Don't hate me.
Why is she here? Why is she here? We had to understand it. And then you voted for her. And I was wondering what was that about? And she's like, well, you vote for the ones you don't like and you vote for the ones you do like. I don't know what this is about, ma'am.
So when I had messaged you before about voting for her, at the time I was actually serious because I was like, I don't care about the Japanese girls. So I was like, I'll just vote for whoever's already on top. So that way, if I do find someone in the future, they don't have to be fighting for like barely being eliminated or something.
That don't make no sense.
But see, I sent you that message because when I was watching the elimination episode, I was following along on Twitter because I was at work or I was on my way to work, so I couldn't watch it. I was following along with who survived and then who was in the top 9. I wasn't watching it. But everything changed when I actually watched the episode. So let me explain my top 9. You see how
livid I am?
Yes. I knew you're going to be upset. I feel like I'm like two-faced right now.
You're very two-faced.
No, I need to explain me
I'm not going to look at you this whole dinner. I'm just like...
and you're like,
I'm so mad at you.
Hikaru in your top 9?
I'm so disappointed. I'm so upset. Continue.
Okay, so let me explain my top 9. So... for me, Jiwon, she's not my one pick, but I want her. I would like if she was center because I just like her face. And I feel like she would be a great center. That's pretty much it. I'm glad that she survived this elimination. And one of the leaks said that one of the leaks said that she was one of the people who didn't survive the elimination. So I was really upset.
Those leaks are all up and down.
Yeah, they were all over the place.
But you know what's funny? Them leaks ain't getting nothing wrong with the girls that I like that left. They ain't got nothing wrong.
Yeah.
They said these girls are gone. And I'm like, damn it, man. Continue.
But honestly, I was starting to think that those leakers, they probably just said, okay, these are the top 10 cells who are definitely going to make it. Mm-hmm. And then like they just kind of guessed based off of probably like, oh, this is the amount of tweets that this team gets, so maybe they're gonna make it. I think it's all fake. So
you're still talking and I'm still super upset at you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me continue my top 9. Ruiqi is still my one pick. I like her new look in episode 5. I like that she re-dyed her hair.
And the bangs.
Yes, because like if you can see in this picture, her dye job is like really blotchy looking, and I didn't like that. That's why I was always thinking, why didn't you just keep your long black hair from Chuong?
I will say, but now I don't want to support her because she's your girl, and I think just to spite you.
What? After all the times that I supported you and Vivian?
Yeah, but you got this girl up in here. Why is she here?
I'll get to that. I like Xiaoting. I went back and watched her Chuong videos again, and every time I watch her Chuong videos, I'm just like, this is the Xiaoting I wanted. And I was just
not the Xiaoting you're going to get though. So I don't know why that girl's a totally different girl. So I don't know.
They cut out all the other Chinese girls that I really like, so that's why she's back up there. Because when I think about my top 5 Chinese girls, Ruiqi, and then Wen Zhe, and then Xiaoting is going to be 3rd, and then your girl Hsin Wei is 5th, I think. And sometimes I like Roada, but other times it's like she's kind of dry. So
I don't see Hsin Wei in here at all.
That's because she's not in my top 9. So yeah, Xiaoting, I like her about. Yujin, she's the stable Korean pick for me. She ain't moving anywhere. I like her. I like Yujin and Xiaoting together because I feel like they're two sides of the same coin. They both live girl next door. Yujin is the approachable, nice, friendly girl next door who's genuinely your friend. And Xiaoting is like the really gorgeous girl next door. Like, I want to talk to her, but she's too pretty. Like, I can't talk to her. You know what I mean? So I actually like them in the same team together. I hope that they debut together, and I think that they will. Wen Zhe, I love her. We'll get back to her later when we talk about the rest of the show. Yurina, she's my one pick from the Japanese side, so I think that she's gonna stay up there. So Hikaru, this is the thing about Hikaru. I didn't like her I liked her at first when they dropped the trailer for the J group, but I think that I liked her because the Korean center wasn't giving me what I needed. And I felt like at the time Hikaru gave me what I needed because she was like short and sassy, but she was still pretty. And then we saw her perform Guinn Myah and The Eve. And I was like, I'm not really feeling her anymore. She's a little bit too, she's not really what I thought she was going to be. But then this elimination episode, I felt like she had a big glow up and she was like real cute. I feel like I like her personality, not on stage. And I like it enough that I'll vote for her. Because I used to think like she's not really that cute, but I think that now I feel like she is cute in a way that fierce girls are like awkwardly cute. And I kind of like that about her now. Hyerim, I already said I loved her. I love her smile. I love her voice. Everything about her. Mwah, I voted for her like every day. Suyeon, now that the cells are broken, Suyeon is in my top 9 and I will vote for her. But this is the thing, you can only vote for 3 Korean people. So I'm thinking about how I want to rotate the votes because I feel like I want to vote for Yujin. So then between the other 3, I'm just like, I need to figure out how I'm gonna vote. So I feel like overall I kind of expected this type of lineup in my top 9 at this point because before the show even started airing, I was already curious about Ruiqi Xiaoting. I was curious about how Yujin was going to be on the show. I already knew who Yurina was to a certain extent. And then I just liked Wen Zhe's face when they dropped the teaser. So I was like, all right, I'm going to watch you because you're blonde and you're really cute. So yeah, I like this lineup so far. I mean, most of them are in the top 9 right now. And I feel like at least 3 of them are going to be safe, which is Xiaoting, Yujin, and Yurina. I feel like are going to be safe. And we can assume that they're going to debut. And because of that, I feel like no matter how the final debut line goes, I feel like people that I want are going to get in and the team is going to make sense to me. So that's why I'm just like, okay, you know, if some people get eliminated, I won't be that salty about it because I think that in the end, I'll like at least half of the girls who debut. Yeah. No comments?
No, I don't like this lineup at all. So I'm just
you just
quiet.
Don't like Hikaru.
I just don't like your lineup and my lineup don't look alike. There's no there's only one like overlap.
What? Watch you share your lineup and there's going to be like 4 people that overlap because that's what happened last time. You said I don't like your lineup.
I'm dead serious. There's only one person that overlaps.
Oh, okay.
But hearing you talk, I'm not like upset. It's just you are now a part of the general population of people that like these girls. And it's just confirming that I'm not standing this group when they debut because nothing I like is going to be in there, but maybe 1 or 2 girls. And I'm only 1-2 girls that I'm voting for that are going to get in. Or it's just because I'm forced to vote for them. As soon as we one pick, they are gone for me. But it doesn't matter because I'm in the minority. So it is okay for me not to like these girls. I got 2 produced groups that I liked. Not everything I'm going to like, and it's okay for me to act like they don't exist after the show is over. But anyway, you can.
I think that for me, I feel like this is the first time ever that I feel like I'm heard in a produce show.
This is the first time I don't feel heard.
Yeah, see, now like our situations are exactly reversed because when I was watching Produce 48, I felt like even while watching the show, I was just like, they have favorites and it was obvious. And at the time it was Sakura. I was like, I'll give it a pass because I like Sakura. And I felt like I kept giving too many passes. And then by the time the debut lineup happened, it just didn't make any sense. And I was like, what the, like, I would have accepted it as long as Cotton was in the group. I don't care how else they rigged it. As long as she was in the group.
But you see, for me, that made sense. It was like, if Sakura's there, I want her first. And I said, anyone else can run. Anyone else can come along. I don't care. But then when they made her second, I was like, I can either be an anti or I can just get on the boat and act like she is number 1. So I was obnoxious in the beginning because I was just like, my center looks great. My center looks good. And I was kind of like I'll be honest, I was a solo stan and I still am. And I wasn't hiding that. Like I liked them as Aizuan and then I liked Sakura. And that was kind of I take them as a unit, and then Sakura. And then, as you know, when they all disbanded, you knew who I was following. You were like, oh, Wan Young opened up an Instagram. And I said, okay, that's cute for her.
For her. I think that's fine, though, being a solo stan. The only reason why solo stans are annoying is when you're in a situation like a lot of Blackpink solo stans where they're like insulting the other teammates and like comparing them in a way that's like ultra competitive and just being really nasty and mean, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, honestly, thoughts like that are things that you can have in your mind, but then when you like tweet about it, and then like people who want to see good things about the person that they're searching for in the Twitter tags, they don't want to read all those things, and then like I don't know.
I don't bring that stuff in. I just kind of give my comments to my girl and bounce.
Yeah.
But then like because I followed IZ*ONE, I started liking like a select number of girls. Like,
yeah, me too.
I like Wan Young not enough to follow her, but I like her. I'm not following that girl group she's going to be part of. That's a mess. And I like Minju. And what's funny is I actually really dislike Minju in Produce 48. Like I was like, I don't want her nowhere near my top 12. Get her out of here. Like she's giving Sakura a run for her money. I don't want her here.
All right, I'm gonna share it to you.
So okay, sorry, we're getting off on a tangent.
That's fine. It makes sense that we're comparing it to IZ*ONE actually, because I mean it's the same show. So
right, and I shared with you. I was like, this group ain't going to be what I want, and I'm accepting that. Okay, can you see?
Oh, full screen. Oh, perfect. You kicked some people out.
I kicked some people out. Yeah, I sure did. This is not going to happen. I honestly feel that I will not like this group, and I will act like they don't exist after the show is over. And that's okay. I'm just here for the ride. I started this journey with Aneesa. I'm going to end it. But then after they debut, screw these girls. I don't care. So Hyerim is my number one. She made me even like her more when she was speaking Korean. She's like, Dun heyo.
Yeah, her Korean is so cute.
She gets inflections on parts that I'm like, oh, I like that. She was real cute. I liked that for her. So I like her. I hope she makes the top 9, even if I don't like. It would be nice, like even though I won't support the group, like it would be nice to just see like fan cams and pictures of her looking nice in the group, and I could be like, oh, that's good. I'm glad she's having fun.
Yeah.
Yurina's my number 2 just because like she's a stable. I'm voting for her because I have no other Japanese girls. Like they're forcing 3 on me, so I have to choose 3. But as soon as we no longer have to choose 3 and we're one picking, I'm no longer voting for any of these girls but Hyerim. Guinn Myah is my top Korean girl. I realized that her and Suyeon kind of do the same thing, and which one do I want more? And I wanted Guinn Myah, so Suyeon's out. It's kind of it for that. Loufei, I'm so happy that she's still a part of the competition.
Yes.
Do I see her making it to the concept challenge? I don't know. But she's so freaking pretty, and that is enough. And she has vocal ability, so that's enough. And I like that. So I like her. I was really thinking like I don't like a lot. Let's be honest. I don't like 89% of the Korean girls. So I had to choose from the barrel. And like, man, I actually should have put Bora in front of her, but I think I like her because she's vulnerable and she's like sharing like her experience of debuting and then not working out and her going for it again. And I like that. Yeah, like I just like her. I think she's the person that I feel will go to the finale. Yeah, I like her. Bora, I want someone that can sing in this group. That's just kind of it.
But you got Loufei there.
Yeah, but I want a Korean one that can sing because there's gonna be different vibes. Ririka, because honestly, screw all of y'all, and I'm picking someone that's not the greatest, but I want her in here anyway. That's it. I was like, there's like these are. I was like, who can I vote for? You know what? Screw Hikaru, Ririka. There we go. Boom. And Mashiro's there. First off, I'm disappointed she changed her hair color. I don't like that, what she got going on. It reminds me, I'm like, when I looked at her, I'm like, that's all the hairstyles that the girls had at 16. Like, Somi had that one color, then another color. All the girls were doing that. I'm like, girl, you a few seasons late. But okay. She should have kept that brown she had going on. I like that brown.
Looks great on her.
I only voted for her because like I'm voting for her because I have no choice. If I had a choice, I wouldn't vote for any of the Japanese girls at this point or the Korean girls. Like, to be quite honest, it has flipped dramatically because I liked when we had all the 99 girls, the Japanese girls had more of my attention. But now that they kicked all those girls out, I'm like, well, a few of the Chinese girls that I liked are still here, so I'll vote for them. This won't happen. You know, I shouldn't put that negativity in the atmosphere, but there's a low percentage that this will happen.
I think that at least half of the people here will make it to the finale, though. Like, I
but
think
the
that
other half are girls that I don't care for, and I think they're going to ruin it enough for me to not like support them at all.
Like, I think that Hsin Wei, Myah, Yeseo, yeah, actually, I think all of them have a chance to get into the finale. Bora, I'm not sure because
it's not the finale. I want them to be in the lineup.
Well, they have to make it to the finale to have a fighting chance to get to the lineup.
You're correct. But I don't want them to. I don't want to just say like vocabulary wise, like, oh, get to the finale, because we've seen a lot of great girls get the finale and not get the lineup. I want them to get to the not. Who?
Ruiqi and Chuang.
Oh, well, sucks to suck. She's getting a good run here.
Barely.
So yeah, I this is a lineup I want, and this fits because I like girls like IZ*ONE and Cosmic Girls and your G Friend and A Pink, not debut, but A Pink kind of like 5 and up. And stuff like that. And the girl group they're creating does not fit that. So I probably won't be a fan of them.
Since you called out one of my girls, can I call out one of your girls?
Who are you calling out?
It's probably one of your favorites too. I do not like Bora. I think that she's boring. I don't think that her voice is anything special.
She doesn't. Okay, but we need someone to sing. Your lineup, who can sing?
There's plenty. All of them can sing. All of them can sing.
Not to my taste.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. Not to my taste. So that's why I'm like, I look at that lineup. I'm like, who's gonna sing the main vocal? But for
what kind of singing do you like? That IZ*ONE style?
No, like Bora. I told you, Bora has the same vocal kind of vibe that the Cosmic Girl from the 13th member has.
Oh,
and I like that full voice, able to belt and able to do her thing. I like that.
I do like that too, but I don't know why. I just didn't care for Bora's voice when she did it.
And I like she changed. I mean, I liked her hair. I like that brown on her in her promo pic, but the pink is cute too.
She changed her hair to pink? I didn't notice her in the episode.
She's in the same cell as Loufei. I didn't know that. That's why they got safe. Anyway, that's my lineup. I'm just here for the ride, guys. Because I can hear the noise that these girls are going to make. Not my lineup, the real line that'll happen. And I'm going to just be like, yep, I assumed, and then exit the video. But it is what it is.
I have a feeling that this group is going to make music more like IOI, not like IZ*ONE.
I doubt that. IOI was listenable. I think these girls are just going to make...
No, IOI had like a variety of different songs.
And but it was to my taste, and I liked all the members of IOI. Like there was no dispute for me. I liked all of them.
We're gonna have to listen to when they do the concept challenge, or like when Mnet has their own songs. I don't know what they call that.
But then it could be like Chuang, where the concept songs are good, and then when they make the album, it is not like the concept challenge.
I was so upset because I don't like the lineup for Chuang, but I'm sitting here waiting for like Ice Queen, like the official version, and I don't think they ever record. See, we're gonna talk about IZ*ONE in every show.
The official version is with the members that sung Ice Queen.
I need to go find that, but we're about to end up talking about everyone except for...
Because Feifei gets paid every time that song gets streamed.
Oh, let me stream it some more.
Or stream We Imagine.
All right, so
okay, so go ahead.
I want to share the current top 9 so we can talk about it.
I don't care for this top 9. I just honestly I feel like the casting sucked.
So this is the current top 9. It's interesting. I like the.
It's
I don't like
exactly
the Korean choices.
It's almost exactly like your line.
Yeah, I think about like 5 of them are in mine, but Mashiro, Shaibing, Yeseo, and Chaehyun. I don't really care for them. I think that Yeseo is nice though. I wouldn't be mad if someone like Yeseo made it into the group.
She has that Chaewon squeak voice.
Yeah, I also like her face. To be honest, that's it. I just like her face.
Who is Chae Hyung? Because I don't know who she
sang
is.
Black Mamba. She was one of the people that sang Black Mamba. I think she was the one who did the high note in Black Mamba, and I was like, oh, it was good, but it wasn't like Ning Ning, so I don't like it. I think that was her.
Someone I have paid no attention to, and apparently she is popular in Korea.
Yeah, so the Koreans like her.
Korean like her because she has that face. She has that healthy, innocent for family face.
You can't just say healthy now because see that's a trigger word now. Healthy.
That's why I said she has that healthy vibe.
I see.
She has that vibe. Like if you look at her, it's like that milky skin with a little blush under the eyes, the little bangs. I could see someone like, yeah, she's good. Oh yeah, she's young, yeah.
Good for her. That's good for her.
She doesn't fit anybody else.
She really doesn't.
Like everyone else looks like they walk in the streets with the baseball bat with that wire over it.
No, you're not gonna say that. And Yujin is there shouting. Yurina,
I feel like Yujin can be bullied into it. They'd be like, "We're going to beat people up." Oh, okay.
You know what? You're right. I can see that. And Yurina would be like Harley Quinn. Like she'll be like smiling and kiki and as she's beating on some people.
Right.
Shy Bing.
I do not see Shy Bing making it into the final.
I don't see her making it. I don't see her being able to blend with the group ever
again. She does not like these girls.
Yes, every time I see her on screen with Yujin and who else is her cellmate? I think it's like May.
May, yeah.
Every time they do something cute and she's just like, and her eyes are so fierce and she's like, I'm just like, girl. And
she also, not only that, she looks lost while doing it. It's just like, girl, exit stage left. You don't like your set. I'm glad. I know she's happy that her set is done. I know she's happy her set is done. She's like, great. I'm done with them. I'm probably sure she changed her dorm room and everything. She's over it.
I think that she's just kind of lost in general because I don't know. After that, How You Like That stage, and she was singing herself. Yes, I just feel like anytime she's on screen, she's always just confused and lost, like halfway confused and like halfway lost. And she's like, all right.
And then her haircut looks cute, but it don't match her vibe. It's just like you're just making a lot of this crazy choices.
I don't like her new haircut at all.
At all. It makes it she's not a thick girl. I think the uniform does not flatter her at all, so that's
really
just because it made her look like heavy and she's not a heavy girl. So I was just like, that's just what I noticed, because I'm like, I know you're a very slim girl, but the uniform, just how the cut and the bodice and how it flared up, the crop top, it just didn't it wasn't flattering in my opinion.
Yurina will not let go of her bangs.
That's good.
She was holding those bangs before she came on the show. On this show, she's holding it, and halfway through, she's like, I'm gonna still keep these bangs. I'm just like, you know what, good for you. She probably has a big old forehead.
Did you see the match? It's like, you're number one at the end, the teaser for the next episode.
No, I actually didn't watch a teaser for the next
They were grilling her. They're like, you can't be this bad, you're number one. I'm like, okay. No. And then they showed her hyperventilating, and they're like, breathe. Yeah, they were grilling her. And
that's a lot of pressure to be on the top, though. That's the thing.
I'm like, come on now, like they didn't have to grill her. It was the you know what's crazy? It was the dancing guy. He has a lot to say. He always has a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the judge, and I want to judge him. You can't be acting like this. You're a dancer. Xiaoting is just like drying paint to me. She does not.
She dyed her hair. I like the dark color. I'm glad she went back to dark.
Inspire anything when I look at her. When I watch her, I don't care, man.
I don't know what mask she's wearing on this show, but I wish she would take it off and go back to how she was on Chuang. Because in Chuang, she was so different than this. I don't know. It's like the same person, but it just feels so different.
Like watered down?
Yeah, it doesn't feel watered down. It feels like she put a mask on. It really feels like to me that she's wearing a mask right now.
You're hyping. You're like, you would like her in Chuang. I'm like, okay, I can only have a redeeming moment for one girl. Suruchi was the only. I was like, oh, she looks nice when she smiled in her photo. She was really like personable when she was joking around with Hikaru. She was like, oh, you like this? And I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. And she was real cute with her bangs, and she was real cute when she was like, they're like, who's the next cell that's gonna be, in? And she's like, oh, these people, oh, these. I was like, that's cute, Dude, now when she gets on stage, maybe I'm not gonna like her, but in this episode, she was redeemable
Well,
in
I'm
terms of
glad
her
out of any of
personality.
them, it was Ruiqi who was
And I'm not
redeemable.
voting for her ever, but yeah, like she fits what Mnet wants.
Well, sometimes I mean it's about you enjoying the show too. It's just nice to hear because even if you don't vote for her, it's nice to see that when she comes on screen, you don't want to like beat her ass or something like that, you know?
I mean, I was ready. I'm not going to beat nobody's butt, but I was ready. But I was like, oh, she's like a cool, like she's fun. Hikaru does not look like fun, and she wasn't fun, and she was just bland, and she was there, and I don't want her here, but she is gonna be here. And to be quite honest, now looking at this lineup, I don't want her or Xiaoting in this lineup.
Really? You don't want Xiaoting either?
She's boring.
She's just a pretty face, but that's what Korean people like.
Boring. She's boring. And looking at her, I'm like, there's no spark. There's no sparkle here. There's no crunch. There's no flavor. This is boring. I mean, to me, but I have a completely different taste. And it's okay for me not to like this group. I think if I wasn't reviewing it with you, I would have probably dropped off a long time ago. Like as soon as Vivian was over, I was like, yep, all right, delete the Universe app. But yeah, that's them, ladies and gentlemen, top 9. Boring. They got Entertainment for Men. They got Boring Girl.
Chai Bing is entertaining for me, but I don't want her in the group.
She is not entertaining. Oh, who's Chai Bing? I don't know. Apparently she's popular in Japan.
Oh, really?
They're like, oh, popular in Japan. And I'm like, okay.
Good for her. I don't think that Japanese people care about Hikaru. Was she one of the popular ones in Japan? Maybe number 2.
She's popular in the world. She's number 3. But again,
no, number 2 in Japan. I mean,
yeah. But you know what's funny? These cells, these ranks are going to change dramatically because people are going to be able to vote for who they want to vote for officially now. So I don't see Shy Bing making it as far because her rank got pushed up a lot just due to her being in Yujin cell. That's just the tea of the street. And I see that Telling Me How You Want It girl from Hikaru's cell dropping as well because she didn't even make the top 9. So people just voted for the cell. That's how she got that far. I see Yeseo making it into the finale and final lineup. I see her making it. I'm voting for her. So she, that's something because she fits what I want. Like if they were making the Aiza one number 2, like not the same group, but with like little twists and turns.
And the twist is that it's not rigged.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Looking at this, I'm like, I'm happy for the kids and the girls that are going to want this. But if I was at KCON and I got to like Planetaria, High Touch, I would just give it to you and just try and trade it for another group.
Perfect for me.
I mean, unlike, well, the thing is, you'd have to have that hype, the hype source music girl group.
Oh man, oh you're right.
Because that is what I want. Because they need to announce soccer is in it, so I have something to care about. Because as of right now, I'm about to be a former K-pop fan, just a casual. Anyway, that's them, ladies and gentlemen.
Honestly, at the end, like you said, once it's one pick, I feel like it's gonna be like 5 Korean girls, 2 Chinese, 2 Japanese. So it's not gonna look like this.
No, it's not. And you know what? I just don't want. I'm realizing I don't want her in my lineup at all. Xiaoting is boring. Hikaru doesn't. It would just change the whole. Like if Hikaru is not in the group, I know the music they're going to make is going to be slightly more listenable to my taste. With her in the group, they're going to be like, I mean, and I beat people up with bats, and I go to the corner store and steal Skittles when no one's looking, and I wear spikes and I wear fishnets, but I'm not a sassy girl. I'm a mean girl. I wear boots over my fishnets. Oh, look at me. I'm wearing leather gloves, but guess what? I cut the fingers off my leather gloves. I just don't want them. I don't want this. And
I don't think it's that bad. I think you're just really stuck on Hikaru. because I think that most of the girls here are actually very charming and cute, but just from
To
Hikaru
you.
and Chai Bing's face, not just to me, I think to most people, because Yurina and Xiaoting are very popular. When people look at them, they don't see it. It's like totally different than what they see in Hikaru. It's totally
Popular
different.
for them. I don't like them. I'm only voting for Yurina because I have to vote for a Japanese person right now. She's good. I wouldn't mind it if she gets in the group, but she's not going to save the group for me. And to be quite honest, if Shai Bing gets in the group and Hikaru's not there, and there's some other girl, whatever, I don't really care if she's in the group or not. I don't see Shai Bing getting many lines, so it doesn't really matter. She's gonna get a,
Wow.
yeah, Maribor, Maribor, Maribor. That's like all she's getting. I fried the whole top nine, and I don't apologize. And y'all can hate me if y'all want to. I don't
you don't
care.
need to apologize. Like, it's only the first elimination. Like, things can really change.
I hope that changed dramatically, like how Produce 48, the second elimination round changed, and no one liked the top 12, except for the Korean folks. And I want that to be a moment for me where it changes dramatically, and only I like the new top nine. And I'm like, yay, this
The
was
Korean,
great.
it wasn't even like the Korean people. It was like men, the Korean men, and apparently the women that like Won Young too. Also,
Oh,
like the top nine.
the healthy.
Yeah, the healthy men who were voting, and but apparently Won Young was popular amongst the women, but maybe they're
Oh,
the
really? I don't
healthy
believe that. I don't
women.
believe that. The healthy women are the ones that are the CEOs and the executives that are touching those. Never mind.
All right,
It
so
happened. It happened.
I know it did happen. So let's talk about the people who got the planet pass.
I don't care about those people. I know you care. Everyone you liked got a planet pass, so I'm
No,
happy
not
for
everyone I
you.
liked. When they
The
announced
only person you didn't care about is
was the Japanese girl.
what's her name?
I don't even know her name, but all I know is that
Wait, I know it. Hold on.
it was like Ruan, I think.
Yeah, it was Ruan. Oh yeah, so it was Wen Zhe, Hyerim, and Ikima Ruan. That's what it is.
Yeah, so all I know is that when I was following along, like the Girls Planet fan page that was live translating the girls who got the Planet Pass, all of the quote retweets on Ruan's, they're like, "Who is this?" Literally, everyone was like, "Who's this? Who is this?"
I just feel the same. I was like, "Who is this?" I had to look her up. I said, "Who is this?" I ain't paying no attention. Do you see the masters see things we don't see?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm just like, okay, I'll believe that they made the right call because they apparently said that she was doing a lot of things behind the scenes that just didn't get screen time. So maybe she actually just genuinely deserved to be saved.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. From the outside looking in, and I feel like everyone feels the same way. There's like, no, that was not a good choice because no one's gonna vote for her anyways.
Yeah, I think they should have put Vivian in there, but that is me, and I'm biased.
I mean, I think that Vivian still would have been a better choice too, just because like people know her more than this other girl, I think.
I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
She gonna get eliminated next round.
Exactly.
When Jay and Hyerim have a chance, people actually did like them.
Yeah.
The only reason why they didn't rank higher is because their cell over individually wasn't popular enough to get all the votes, and they were carrying their cell.
Exactly. Actually, for Wen Zhe, I thought that Momoko was going to carry herself because I think she was in the same cell as Momoko, but Momoko actually didn't get as many votes as I thought she was.
I don't know why people were hyping her up because I was like, I don't see it for her, and everyone keeps talking about her, but she's the kind of girl that people talk about and don't vote for. So that's what I already saw. I saw it because I'm like, this girl is this. I'm about to, you know what? This is a fair warning. I'm not about to fire her up. I'm just going to tell the truth. Number one, she does not fit the image. Okay, boom. Number two, she's a little thicker, and people already are really how they are about weight in Korea in K-pop. So I did not see that happening. Number three, she didn't fit any of those girls at all. So there's that. And then there was a much bigger, like a lot of fresher face people that were getting more votes. And I just think that the people that knew her from Baby Metal this and Baby Metal that, they weren't voting for her. And if they were a small minority. And they were just loud. And I think people are loud on Twitter, but not in the Universe app. And that's how that happened.
For her cell, I think that people didn't care about the little girl in her cell saying.
Oh
I thought
yeah.
that she had a lot of fans, which is why I thought that that cell would be safe. But I think that a lot of people actually didn't like her, not as much as I thought would like her.
And
So,
I also
but
think that little girl, I think the little girl brought in more votes than Momoko.
Wen Zhe apparently was like, I think she was the most popular in her cell because if you look at
Mm-hmm.
the rankings between like KCJ, she was like individually, she was like rank 11 or something. And I was like, that's really high. And Momoko was like 21. I don't know where Seiyin is, but I think she was on the lower end. So I was like, okay, whole time she was actually carrying herself. So I'm glad they saved her because I liked her and I felt like I was scared she was gonna get eliminated just because she got a little bit of screen time when she was scolding Seiyin, but that's pretty much it. But I'm glad she's safe. She's in my top 9 now, and I'm voting for her every day. And I think that she'll make it because I think that the little birthday twist that they gave her at the end, I think that people are going to be watching her now, and maybe
She
enough
ain't
people
gonna
will
be
be voting
birthday
for
girl
her.
every day.
And that doesn't matter. It's enough to if it's enough. That scene was enough for people to remember her name and face, which is what actually matters at the end of the day. Because if they are like, I only like these two Chinese girls, I don't really have a third one. Oh, I kind of know this girl. I vote for her. That's enough. The small things add up. So that's why I feel like she'll be safe. And she actually has a big fandom. And apparently her name used to be like Shirley and when she was in Youth with You, because I was like, oh, she's in Youth with You. I'm trying to look her up. I'm just like, she ain't here, but
All
she's
them
there.
girls' names were different.
Yeah,
Hinwei was Vivi.
yeah.
Freaking Vivi.
Mm. That's already an idol, isn't it? So they're like, nah, just go by Shin Wei.
Yeah.
And then the third one, the Korean save, I think that was a good choice too. She's the
That's the
reason
girl
why
you
her
kept
team
talking about.
won.
You keep
I
talking
mean,
about he had him. I look at her and I'm like, all right, girl. Move on.
well, this at the end of the day, she's actually the reason why the Yes or Yes team won.
Oh
So she
yeah.
could at the very least make it to the next
Round.
round exactly. So she was worth saving, you know.
Yeah. That Japanese, I think that was a waste.
Yeah, the Japanese one absolutely a waste, absolutely.
I don't know. They didn't even give her any screen time to begin with. So what are you expecting us to see that y'all saw? Like y'all should have been hyping her up earlier so that when she gets to save it makes sense. For all
Well,
that, give it. I thought that you should have gave it to Vivian or gave it to one of them Japanese girls that was in Pretty You or give it to one of the Japanese girls that was in the Eve or something. Something that didn't make no sense to me, but that's just my opinion. But you
I
know what?
think
That's
that
fine.
what they should have done because they don't know who's going to be eliminated to know who to save. But when the Masters were hyping her up, saying, "Oh, she did a lot of stuff behind the scenes," they could have showed us like a little
Oh, they
clip
should have
of
shown a
that.
montage.
Yeah, a montage, something like they just said it, and I was like, "Okay."
That means I wouldn't be surprised if she makes the lineup because she getting rigged in.
So we gotta
Anyway,
keep our eye on her, huh, to see if she
yeah,
gonna get
because they're
rigged
gonna get
in.
in, she gonna get rigged in because the producer's like, nah, we already signed the contract with her. She's in the lineup. Y'all need to do what y'all need to do. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably why they saved her.
Mm. Hmm.
Because he's probably they're like, yeah, we already built a storyline where she rises up. She's gonna be in third place next week. So you have to do what you gotta do.
Oh yeah.
You know, good. Rig it.
So so overall, how'd you feel about the Planet Pass?
I don't care.
You're just like, it ain't do nothing for me. So
Yeah, I'm kind of just here for the ride, man. Like I I'm I don't want to speak into the future, but I just have a high feeling that this group is not for me. So they can just do whatever they want. Like I want Hinwei in there because I just care about her well-being. But if she doesn't make it, she's making it further than she did in Youth with You,
mm-hmm.
and that's cool. So
And to be honest, for especially for the Chinese contestants, just stepping foot in Korea, they already are gonna get that clout. So when they go back to China, they'll be successful. So even if she doesn't make it in, I think it's kind of comforting to know that when they go back, they'll still be making money. Maybe it's not what they wanted to do because, like, honestly, it would be better to debut if that's what they wanted to do. But it's still something.
I mean, it'll be comforting for me to like have a group that I can at least enjoy after watching it for 3 months. But that's just here nor there. I'm not gonna always get what I want. Yeah.
So did you watch the fashion show part of the?
I skipped through. I didn't.
The fashion show was nice though.
I watched for a while. I saw your girl with the blonde wig on, walking, looking like Beyonce type of girl. She had the hat on.
They had Ziyin walk too. It was nice.
I saw that on Twitter, and that was nice. I was like, get on with it. Just get on with it.
I enjoyed the fashion show.
I'm so checked out because I know I'm not getting what I want. So I'm just like, stop with the wasting my time. I know you got 2 hours to fill. Just move on. Maybe I'm the only one that feels like that. But I'm just like, get to it. Because if to be honest, if I was the one editing this, I'll be like, eliminations, boom, preparations for the next performance, boom. All this stuff in between does not do me anything.
I like the filler parts, but I feel like what they should do is on one episode, they need to show all of the performances, give people the full week to vote. And then on the day that they're doing the eliminations, like in person, like let's say it's a Saturday, they cut votes Saturday. While they're filming the eliminations, that's when they should show a filler episode to make the voting more fair. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
And then we can see the elimination the next time.
Yeah, then people can at least vote on personality if that's what they want to do. I don't know. But I don't know. I just didn't care. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're showing girls that are going to go home. So who cares?
Well, that's why you don't care, because it doesn't matter. But they could make it matter. But
they could make it matter,
but
they don't.
Choose not to. Exactly.
So I'm just like, skip. And I'm like, skip. I'm like, I don't care. Like, all the girls I care about, majority of them are gone. So now that it's all these dry, boring, lame, dusty, musky, dirty. Anyway, I'm going in. Point being, I didn't care about the fashion show. Nor did I care about that picture thing they were doing either.
Well, I'll talk about it a little bit because I thought that it was nice.
Yeah, go for it.
When Vivian was on stage in the fashion show, it was really obvious that she was a model. Exactly. That was her lane. Like, what the second that she stepped foot, I was like, she is literally a model, literally. Mm-hmm. And I kind of felt the same way about Wen Zhe too. The way that they styled her, she looked really good. I really like her body because it reminds me of Lisa.
How they got the hair and the makeup. Not that she is, but she was giving Beyonce-esque vibes.
Oh,
like
I can
see that.
When Beyonce
had the short little wavy blonde moment when she when she did that surfboard riding on that song, whatever that song, Drunk All Night or whatever that song was. That's not the song I listened to on that album, but she reminded me of that, and it was cute, and I liked her with the dark brown lip color. Yeah, it was a cute filler. I just wasn't feeling like watching 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, they had some ugly outfits or whatever the ugliest outfit. I didn't really like that. I like serious the one with the fashion pink gloves. Shows. Yeah, like all that stuff going on.
That was weird as heck. I said, "What are y'all doing?" And she knew it was a mess. And then the girls, it wasn't even a fashion show. They're just like, "I'm going to show you my shoulder," and I'm like, "This ain't."
Yeah, that was very. It wasn't. That's why I felt like Vivian and Wen Zhe were like actual models, and then everyone else was like little girls playing dress up, and then like, this is what they do in fashion shows, right? They strip, like,
but they got grown women with little kids. So the age range is just how it's gonna be.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about something that has nothing to do with what was aired on the show, actually, which was Ruiqi's blackface scandal and Ziyin's cultural appropriation scandal. Apparently,
I am glad. Now I take everything back. Nice I said about her. Why you hold this information back?
Well, I wanted to talk about it because yeah. So I'll just talk about what happened with Roada, or I'll call her Ziyin.
Ziyin, yeah.
So Ziyin, basically, there was a photo of her. I don't know if she was like performing a song or she was just modeling, but she had like braids in her hair. So people on Twitter are like, "This is cultural appropriation," and blah blah blah.
How were the braids though?
I don't remember. I don't remember exactly. I just remember that she had braids.
Because, and I've noticed in Chinese media, they are quick to put braids on the side of their hair and have like a moment, but they aren't the only ones that do that. And we all know it's like slight cultural appropriation, but I also think at this point it's gotten so distorted that it's just like a style. Now, because it's just it is what I can't get heated over everything. Because not everything is meant in malice. Like Fu Yaoning, that was it when she did it. Maybe she didn't know, but because she got the information and didn't like apologize and like say, hey, I don't know, I'm from China, I don't understand this stuff. And she just waited, like her pride, that's what makes her ugly to me. But if it's just braids, like it depends. Like it's just if it's braids and in a base basketball like headband and a jersey and chains and this and this and this, then it goes to another level.
But no, like, she wasn't doing all that.
Then I mean, yeah, like why I can't get hyped over every little thing. Yeah. Now blackface is
we'll get on that after I say.
I'm just saying that's a different conversation. But when it comes to braids, I mean, if I need to see the picture just to kind of confirm, but if it's what I think it's, even if it's straight cornrows, okay, straight cornrows. I mean, the what's her name? Carmit Bakar from the Pussycat Dolls, the redhead one. I know you don't know her.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the redhead one from Pussycat Dolls. She, before she was a singer, was a backup dancer for Aaliyah, and she was in Rock the Boat. And what was she wearing in Rock the Boat? Cornrows. She's a white woman. But do I think that what she was doing was in hate or malice? No. I think she was blending. No, that's that cultural appropriation. I mean, I think it came from, it definitely, you can see the Black American influence for sure. But at the same breath, they do the same style for ITZY. And do we talk about that? Do we talk about them ITZY girls when they wear those ragamuffin braids? Nope.
But I don't really see why people even call this cultural appropriation, because she's not doing like box braids like what Black people do. And even if she did that, I wouldn't care. But she's like has her hair tied up and the braids are extensions, which isn't.
They pick and choose who they want to cancel.
Exactly. And I think that she's high up, so they're trying to like.
They're trying to get her out because then they want their other people to rise. But who do they want to rise?
I could see how some of Roada's fans might overlap, or Ziyin's fans might overlap with some. Either way, I think that it might not be specific, like, oh, I need to get her out so that people can vote for my girl, but it's just, I need to get anyone who's in the top out so I can get my girl in, is what's funny. This is giving me.
This might be the style that they put the girls, the debut lineup in. We put Xiaoting and then they're going to be like,
oh, but it's not going to be a problem if Xiaoting does it.
Yeah, because you know they're going to be musky, dirty, nasty girls. So what y'all care about? What this should make her rise up in the rankings. This is what y'all want.
I feel like a lot of Black people might disagree with us how this isn't a big deal, but this is the thing about stuff like this. At the end of the day, it's about their intent. Is she intentionally saying, or was the stylist was like, oh, we're going to dress you like a Black people. We don't like when Black people wear this style, though, but you can wear it because it's so cool because you're Asian and you're cool and better than that.
You can see how they even styled her outfit. It's not even that kind of thing. I think
exactly.
I was watching, this is random, but it has a purpose. I was watching this ASMR, and she's like a Chinese woman that speaks English and does ASMR. And she was like, oh, we're going to do makeover for you. And she had a picture of, I don't know which ITZY girl it was, but she had a similar type of styling like this. And she's like, we're going to call this the naughty girl style. And I'm like, for them, they see something and they take it to another thing. They don't have the same references that we do. So they're not going to take it like that. Even though, yes, I do believe we should be cognizant of the world, blah, 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 blah. But this does not say N-word to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna say next to this. This doesn't offend me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
When I look at this, I wouldn't even think of it as that, because a lot of those people in Asia, East Asia, they do the models with this hairstyle. They do this thing. This is common to me. I've seen this before.
And this is my thing about K-pop fans too. And I'm gonna talk about it too with Ruiqi's thing, that they don't care about Black people unless it's going to further their own agenda.
Yeah.
Because if a Black person were to call this out as cultural appropriation, but she had a lot of fans, they would be like, oh, be quiet. No one cares about that situation. Like, you guys get offended over anything. But now people are turning this into like, it's like they don't actually care about Black people when they call her out. They just want to bring her down so that
they're using it as a weapon.
Exactly. They're using it as a weapon. They don't actually care. Like, if, for example, if we were actually offended, they don't actually care about why we would find it offensive and how we can fix this. They only care to use it as a weapon to bring her down.
I guess also this looks like the stuff they do in Paris, France for like Fashion Week and whatnot. Like, they put the white girls in this, or Caucasian girls, whatever. They put the French models in this. They put I've seen this on different races, the different size braids. Yes, it has a twinge of Black, reference. But you know what? The world is so culturally changing everything all the time, everywhere, all the time. Like, I mean, goodness, is it cultural appropriation when I eat a bao or or something like soup dumpling or shalom bao? Or like, is it like we're exchanging cultures all the time? I just see this as they got inspired and they did something, but they did it in their own way. That's kind of honestly. I can get mad over everything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even think it's something even worth getting a little bit mad at. It just looks like anyways, let's move on to Ruiqi because that's another topic.
Had the photo.
I do. Photo. I have it ready. It's here.
Oh no! I
can't zoom in. It's not letting me zoom.
Throw the baby away with the bathwater. What is this? And then the hair. Why? What is the purpose? What does that translate to?
Exactly. Can I talk about this really quick? Yes. So when you first look at this, and the person did it intentionally, they only show you the photo. They do not show you the translation, the person who posted this. So when you look at the photo, her face is literally black and her hair is all fried looking, right?
Is it like something from Snow where it's like some animated like filter where it shocks you?
Yes, okay. It's a filter where it shocks you. But they didn't say that. They just said it was blackface. So when you first look, it looks like she painted her face black and she's like, look, I'm a black person now. No, the translation says something like, oh, how do you guys like my explosion face? Because when they get the explosion stuff.
But you know what? And this is something that and I know this because I'm an anime fan. Back in the 90s, like they don't do it as much anymore, but when you watch Pokemon back in the 90s, Ash would get shocked by Pikachu and his hair would become an afro and his face would be ashy with the black ash. Mm-hmm. So that's something that they do. And it's not just them, like a lot of Japanese and like East Asian things. For some reason, they're obsessed with getting shocked and blowing their hair up and having that. This is common for them.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to explain to some other Black people the other day, but they were just looking at me like I was crazy. And I'm just like, if you're not into like anime and exactly, if you don't know what it is, you're gonna be like, oh, that's blackface. Cancel her. Just cancel her right now.
When you first see it, it's like,
that's why I'm like, let me show you the picture first and see your reaction.
Get her out of here, man. Get her out of here.
But this is why this tweet really bothered me, because they just posted the picture, no context at all, just to get people to cancel Ruiqi. And I'm just like, y'all could have canceled her over things that she actually said and did, not something out of context.
I will say what will make it helpful, and I'm talking all the Weibo, all the Tencent, everybody, when y'all do crap like this, don't just have this to be the end photo. Like, have electric shocks coming out the hair, have smoke coming out or something. People will probably say that's a bad, like a messed up perm because it's smoking or something. I don't know. I think this isn't a bad look. This is definitely a bad look, like for sure, because it can be misunderstood.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to say this, and I said the same thing about Fuyanin. The world is too multicultural, and the internet has made it so where you can be in Guangzhou, China, and I can be in Brooklyn, New York, and we can connect. Mm-hmm. It kind of goes to the whole point of the whole show, connecting cells, circles. Yeah. Like, you have to be mindful with what you do. So while this may not have had the intent, she still did it, and it offended people. And it's unfortunate, but it's just what it is. And so I think she can't say nothing because they done took them phones away. But it's unfortunate she can't respond to this. But if you know the context, but at the same breath, I also say, like, if you have to explain this is just me from like going to art school. Like, if you have to explain your thought process, then you didn't achieve what you wanted to do.
I agree with that.
So it's like, even though we have to explain this, if we have to go on all this depth and tell you a whole monologue about why this is what it is, then you failed at your goal.
I think that when we think about the culture that she grew up in the kind of like entertainment industry that she's trying to appeal to, they would get that it's not actually blackface. You know what I mean?
But she's dipping into a whole nother market. And K-pop is, and I said now, this first what K-pop what?
I said she's dipping into another market now.
Oh yeah, now. But at the same breath, everything you've done, it's like a resume. Everything you've done before follows you. Mm-hmm. So like regardless of the fact that, well, in China, who cares? You're in Korea now. So and I can't be soft and touchy because the world isn't soft and touchy. It's just black or white. There's not a lot of gray area with a lot of things. I mean, there is, but that's getting in the weeds. And honestly, law is black and white. Justice is black and white. It's just kind of what it is. Did you not do it? So it's unfortunate that that's the case, but I can see people is getting hate, and I can't stop them from feeling how they feel, because that not only talks about her, but it talks about the culture there. And then it still kind of goes back to the whole, like, in my opinion, a lot of like Chinese entertainment media is kind of behind in being culturally understanding. And it's like, at this point, like, y'all have big cities like Shanghai, Beijing, you know, international cities that has a population of Africans and African Americans living and working there and making businesses there. So it's not like y'all haven't seen a black person. Yeah, I get why she did. I mean, you know, she thought it was funny, but then it's like, you have to think, now that you're an entertainer, it's like Beyonce had to think in another level because she used to be very problematic. And then she started not speaking as much, taking etiquette classes, taking public relations classes to get her to the next level. That's the difference between K-pop artists and Chinese idol artists, because K-pop artists, they have to take the PR classes. Mm-hmm. That's what they answer questions in a certain way. That's how they respond to things in a certain way. That's why every time they'd say, oh, let's do this, yay! They do that because they're trained to do that in a certain way. These girls don't have the same training.
I think that they do have training to a certain extent, but in a different way.
It's only to the Chinese market.
Yeah, exactly. It's only to pretty much appeal to the Chinese market and just China in general, you know?
Well, China's an Asian market, I suppose, but they don't think about the international market. That's a Korean thing. And Japanese market doesn't even think about the international market as well. Because I was trying to buy some movies and stuff, and they're like, if you're in America, you can't buy it. And I'm like,
oh yeah, to this day they make it hard to get
any media from Japan. Yeah. And I'm just like, come on now, like, that's stupid. Like, y'all are just denying my 1999, or how, you know, well, the equivalent in yen, but. Yeah, like, come on now.
Well, going back to the Ruiqi scandal, I wanted to say that, to be honest, it shouldn't have been a scandal in the first place, because once again, I feel like people who are genuine, there are people who are, even with the explanation, they'll still be offended, and they have the right to feel that. But I feel like they're being spoken over. People don't actually care about Black people's feelings. They only care to bring her down for their own agenda. They're don't actually
weaponizing us.
Exactly. They don't actually care about why is blackface hurtful? Why is it hurtful? They don't care about that. Because if they actually care, then K-pop idols to this day wouldn't be saying the N-word. Mamamoo wouldn't be doing everything that they're doing.
Oh, they're doing that, but they don't care. Because I think girlfriends, like, they still gonna listen to my music. They don't care. I'm gonna still wear my dashiki and eat jaffe rice. Like, she don't care. You can't, and like, that's why I get on you every time you dance to her song or listen to her music, because I'm like, you are feeding the beast, because she still knows that even though they're like, it's like certain Black people give people, not everyone, but a certain amount of people, they're like, yeah, she said it, but you know, I'm gonna give her a pass because her music slaps. And I'm like, you see, why do we always have to have one problematic artist? Like,
I think that I feel like there is a lot of gray area for this, because some people actually just aren't offended. They genuinely don't care, but they feel like because other Black people are telling them, like, Black people are telling other Black people, this should offend you. So they're saying, oh yeah, you know, she's problematic, but I like her music. Well, if it actually bothered you, then you would stop listening to her music, because the fact that Chris Brown beat Rihanna bothers me to the point that I don't like listening to his music at all.
I don't listen to his music at all. The thing is, and it hurts me, because like when in like years ago when I had an internship, and like it was on the radio, and I'm like, who's this? And it said Chris Brown. I said, I don't control the radio, so I can't change it. But this is a nice song, but it is him, and I would like for us to like not. And I explained to them, like, well, he has beaten this woman, and he has, you know, aggressive issues, and so they changed it. But like, I was like, I like, yeah, talented people do really crappy things, and you like, just because like you like their media, like you like the principle behind it should always be number one, because you still feed their pocket, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I get off tangent, but
I forgot
okay.
the point that I was
The
originally
point
trying to
was
build
they
up to.
weaponize black people to
Yeah,
make us
but
feel
don't
a certain
actually.
way. Right, but then they don't give the background of why this is a certain thing. It's just like they say, I'm getting your point. Like, at least I'm trying to summarize it. Like, they'd be like, oh, she did this. And then, like, hope that we get mad at her. But they don't understand why we should get mad at her. They're just hoping that we get mad at her for the whole fact of to bring her down for their purposes, rather than for our well being to say, she did this. We're letting you know not to support her because she doesn't have good intentions towards your people.
Exactly. And to add on to that, I feel like the thing about cultural appropriation is that I noticed that on Twitter, people think that everything is cultural appropriation. No one can wear braids or box braids except for black people. No one can do cornrows except for black people. And in my opinion, that's not what cultural appropriation is. Appropriation is when people who normally look down on your culture, don't appreciate it, treat it like it's dirty, all of a sudden want to treat it like it's cool when they do it, but they don't like it when you do it. So, for example, like box braids and dreads, people don't see those as formal, clean hairstyles. Those are seen as ratchet or dirty or ghetto, or when K-pop idols want to be rough and tough or seen as rough and tough, then they put braids on. That's the issue. Braids can be pretty too. I feel like anyone, for when it comes to appropriation, anyone can. It's appropriation when you just don't have good intentions or when you're putting on a costume, as opposed to that's a really nice hairstyle. And I feel like I want to try it too. Not like, oh, I want to look more tough or I want to look this way. So I'm going to put dreads on. Look at the people who wear dreads in K-pop and look at the type of image that they want.
They look so grimy.
Yeah. That's what I'm just like. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that they're wearing these things as a costume while actively looking down on black people who do these things. That's where the issue comes from. We as black people can't just do these things and that's just how we look and it's just pretty and it's just nice. We can't do that and that's why it's an issue. At the end of the day, that's why it's an issue. You don't want black people in your media, so you're going to paint these people's faces black and then make fun of them. Like that's not right.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I had to say.
I'm glad you did. Yeah. But yeah, girls got eliminated and girls stayed.
Yeah, Aneesa's I forgot winning. About that. They got eliminated.
Aneesa's winning. I'm basically checked out. What do you have anything else to say?
I don't. I just want to hear other people's top nines. I want to hear their opinions on the people who got saved, eliminated, and people who made it, how they feel the top of the nine lineup is going to be in the future now that the cells are broken up.
Oh, we could talk about the, I think they call it the mix and match challenge, where like they're like, no more cells. People from different cells are going to be put together in different groups. And so they put it like, there's no longer cells. Different girls are going to be put in different groups. So I think they're trying to see if you blend without your cell and see how that works out. That's what they're going for next. And then they were like talking to Rena, you're number one. You cannot act like this. And then she was hyperventilating and crying. I think he grilled her too much.
How did you feel about the teaser? I didn't watch the teaser, so I don't really have anything to add.
I was just like, it's Mnet. It's Mnet.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm a watch. Like, I'm 5 episodes in. So I've accepted that this group there's like 78% chance that this is not for me.
I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah, but so far, I don't like the top 9. I'm disappointed with who got eliminated, but that's okay. I think if all my girls were on a different season, this would be a completely different story. But
I mean, if Mnet could still rig the show,
I think they are still rigging it. I think they are. I think this is what they want. They're showing who they want you to vote for. They're influencing you how to vote. They're telling you what you want to do. And I went the exact opposite way.
I think that every season has always been like that in some ways. It's just that in Produce 48, I think what happened is that the Japanese girls were the little bit of screen time that they were given, that was supposed to not make them look good, it still made people want to vote for them. So they just had to straight up rig it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like in Produce 48, in some ways,
they were very, like, all those girls, in my opinion, were personable, they were sweet, they were kind, they were just entertaining girls. That's what they're paid for. Like that, the AKB girls are paid to be that way. They cast girls that grab your attention. They're not going to cast any duds. I mean, look at Minami, look at Eddie. We still talk about those girls to this day.
Yeah, Psy.
And I'm sorry.
Psy.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. And it's like thinking now, a lot of these girls don't have that same spark, so I just don't like them. I think
that the Chinese girls have a little bit of a spark, but the Japanese casting was very weak this season. It was very weak.
I don't like majority of the Chinese girls, and the girls that I like are probably, well, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, right?
The Korean girls are Korean. They always try. They were trained to play it safe and just do what they're good at doing, pretty much.
Right, exactly.
So I feel like the Chinese girls have been giving me like new life. I've been excited watching the show for their screen time. And it's funny because this elimination episode, I noticed that the only time that they let someone speak Chinese was Xiaoting and Ruiqi. The other Chinese girls, they only gave them screen time if they spoke in Korean.
But that's maybe for their benefit.
Yeah.
Again, they're showing you who they want you to vote for and who they don't want you to vote for. Look, a majority of my girls that I care for are gone. So even if Hsin Wei doesn't make it, it's not going to hurt me because I'm already checked out. Like,
all right,
Hikaru was there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm yes. Really low, and I apologize. Well, no, I actually shouldn't apologize. This is where I'm at.
You don't need to apologize.
And it's good that we're both on this like show or this call because like it shows the duality of where people may be and may not be. So that's what it is. But anyway.
We need a guest speaker. We need like a man in his mid 40s is like, oh yeah, I'm voting for yes, so I'm voting for.
Well, that would be so nice. We keep saying where are the healthy men at? Come on, we need a healthy.
Let me see if I can invite a healthy for men.
I would love to find someone that actually voted for IOI and IZ*ONE, like a Korean man that voted that. Well, they rigged it, but still, I want one of them. I know, like, if he has good English and he doesn't mind dealing with our tomfoolery, I just want to hear his perspective. And if he's still voting for Girls Planet, like, it'll be so nice to hear the Korean perspective.
I'll see if I can find someone for the next episode.
Because it'll be nice to be like, okay, because we don't know what's going on in Korea.
Yeah.
Because Minju back in the day was popping in Korea.
For the next episode, I'll see if I can find a Korean person, and the episode after that, maybe I'll try to invite like a someone who's not from the U.S. but not from Korea. Actually, if we could have like a Korean and a Chinese person, and then maybe like
a Japanese person.
Japanese, but also I would like to ask Asian people who are not from those three countries how they feel about the show too.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think I'm just in the minority. I think I'm really on my own island.
When we get a Korean man on the show, I think that you guys might feel the same way. He's gonna be like, "See, I don't want Hikaru. She was cute at first, but she gonna cut my piss off."
Oh my god!
Let me stop. We said what we had to say.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 5 of our Planet Guardian podcast. We are so thankful that you tuned in. Tune in next time. We're going to talk about episode 6, where they're going to mix and match the girls. Cells are gone. So, people aren't going to have to be able to rely on their partner to make them shine. Like, everyone will have to shine on their own. Don't forget to go to the Universe app and vote for your top 9. Well, I have to do that myself. And until next time, thank you so much. Stay saucy. Oh.